Am I audible? I was still. Respected Sri Arvind Kumar, Controller of Certifying Authorities, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Srimati Sumita Verma, Scientist G and Group Coordinator, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Noida, all the other dignitaries and my colleagues present here, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to the launch of Indian Web Browser Challenge, an initiative by Ministry of Electronics and IT Government of India, supported by Controller of Certifying Authorities and implemented by CDAC Bengaluru. Today, we have gathered here to embark on a journey of innovation, security, and collaboration. The Indian Web Browser Development Challenge is not just about launching a browser. It signifies a commitment to a safer, more inclusive, and self-reliant digital India. The Indian Web Browser Development Challenge invites startups, developers, academicians, and technology enthusiasts from across the nation to join hands in this journey. It is a pioneering initiative by the ministry to redefine how we interact with the digital world. Now, may I invite Sri Arvind Kumar, Controller of Certifying Authorities, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Srimati Sunita Verma, Scientist G and Group Coordinator, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, Sri Manoj Jain, Scientist F, R&D Team of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, and Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bengaluru, to please grace the dais. Now, may I request Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bengaluru, to welcome Sri Arvind Kumar, Controller of Certifying Authorities, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, with a good luck plan, please. This is Now, may I request Dr. S.D. Sudarshan? Now, may I request Dr. S.D. Sudarshan again to welcome Srimati Sunita Verma, Scientist G and Group Coordinator, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, with a good luck plant. Now, may I request Dr. S.T. Sudarshan to welcome Sri Manoj Jain, Scientist F, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, with a good luck plant. Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Sri Manoj Jain, Scientist F, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Achha. Along with, yeah. So as we commence the event, may I request Sri Arvind Kumar, Controller of Certifying Authorities, Sri SD Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bangalore, Sri Sunita Verma, Scientist G, Group Coordinator, MITI. So please start this ceremonial to mark this auspicious inauguration as per our Indian traditions and customs by lighting the ceremonial lamp as we seek the blessings of the divine power. And may I request all the other dignitaries like Ms. Savita Utreja, DC Cyber Security, Mr. Vivek Khaneja, ED CDAC Noida, and Mr. Ashish Panote from CCA to please join. Mr. Vele Pandey from DGST, please come and join. STQC to please come and join.
जीवनस्य गणाधिपः
Welcome. Now, may I request Shri Manoj Jain, Scientist F, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, for the welcome address, please. Shri Manoj Jain ji.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Shri Arvind Kumar ji, CCA, Srimati Sunita Madam, Scientist G, and Group Coordinator R&D in the MIT, Shri Sudarshan Sir, ED, Bangalore. Participants from various parts of the user fraternity, development fraternity, academia, industry, and startup. I am honored to be here as we embark the launch of the development of the indigenous web browser. The web browser has been a very integral part of our digital life. Everywhere, wherever we have to do some interaction with the net, we have to use the web browser. Till now, we have been using all foreign-made web browsers. Today, we are starting a journey to have our own Brave browser, which will be not only secure, but will have the support for various Indian languages and other features in it. It will also have the CCA built-in roots, India root, so that the security of the websites which are being browsed through the web browsers are certain. In our unidentified pursuit of excellence, creativity, and innovation, we aim to address these issues and empower our users with a more secure online experience through the Open Challenge competition. This is a multi-stage competition intended to encourage the participants to develop an indigenous web browser competitively and progressively. Our nation is progressing at the fastest pace in the digital space with Digital India and Atmanirbhar patch of our Honorable Prime Minister. The widely available digital solutions are now indigenously being developed and maintained in India. In this high time that the most important component of the virtual world, a web browser, be developed indigenously to protect the privacy of our users, to meet the aspirations of young India. Together, we can harness the collective brilliance of our talented youth, pooling their ideas and skills to ensure high quality and feature-rich browser that meets the needs of our diverse user base. We extend a warm and heartful invitation to participants from startup, MSMEs, academia, and industry across the nation to actively take part in our ambitious project. Your experience, knowledge, and diverse perspective will be invaluable in shaping the future of our indigenous web browser. We believe that this challenge holds immense potential for the growth and advancement of the digital landscape in India. It presents a unique opportunity for individuals and organizations to showcase their talent and experience while contributing to the development of a browser that will benefit millions of users. I once again welcome all the participants from all spheres of the industry, startup, and thank you. Let us embark this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we move on to a thrilling part of the event, where we will explore the details of creating our own web browser and what we need to know. May I invite Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bangalore, to provide us with an overview of Indian web browser development. Dr. S.D. Sudarshan has over 3 decades of R&D experience in India, as well as in the United States and a wide expertise in various technology domains. His areas of interest include semantic mining, big data, HPC, cybersecurity, IPR, technology management, strategic management, and emerging technologies. Prior to his position at CDAC Bangalore, Dr. Sudarshan was associated with ABB Corporate Research, the United States Food and Drug Administration, US FDA, and Central Research Laboratory, Bharat Electronics Limited, ER&DCI, and CDTI. Dr. Sudarshan has been honored with prestigious awards like FDA's Outstanding Service Award, FDA's Group Recognition Award. During his PhD at UALR US, he had received the Outstanding PhD Graduate Student Award, Academic Achievement Award, and Professional Service Award. He has been a featured reviewer at reviews.com year 2010, and he has been mentoring graduate and doctoral students. He has, to his credit, more than 100 technical papers and 8 patents. Dr. H.D. Sudarshan.
Namaste. Good morning to all of you. Today is really an auspicious day for India. And we are blessed by the presence of our CCA, Sri Arvind Kumar ji, who has been leading in ensuring that the Indian Root Certificate gains traction across the globe. As much as we talk of the power of Indian passport, now it is also time to look at the power of Indian Root Certificate. And it's an excellent beginning, and very happy that he himself is here present along with his team, Banati sir and the entire team. That's very nice. In fact, the idea of this Indian web browser was mooted by the office of CSA. And definitely this is a very positive move, bringing confidence to the common man. As much as we talk of UP and other things today, this will become another successful story as we go forward. And when the ideas come, they need the support of the ministry. So Sunita madam, who is here from METI, has been giving undying support in ensuring that the due process is followed and approvals are in place. And it is nice that instead of making a one unit doing one R&D project, it is an open challenge so that the best comes out. Not only the best one, there will be multiple people who will be given credits as we see going forward. And they have done a lot of work in getting the whole thing done, because this is a new way of encouraging every entrepreneur, anyone with an idea and a vision to realize what they want to contribute to the nation, not just the traditional academia and R&D institutions. So this is a more of an inclusive way of funding ideas and encouraging entrepreneurship. So thank you, madam, and your team for the support. And Manoj Jain sir, along with her, has already welcomed us. Thank you, sir, for being here. And we have Savita madam here, who is working on the security related policies completely. And in the digital world, this is the first and foremost thing. In fact, people are talking about digital economy and cyber warfare. Physical warfare is not the prime actor nowadays. The cyber war is 24/7 ongoing. So she is leading it. Thank you, madam, for being here and encouraging us in this endeavor. And this project, at the end of the thing, the winners, we all know initially, even if you have a best solution in a cutthroat competitive market, they need support. So NICSI as an organization, who is also into universal acceptance and accessibility, is supporting the winner beyond the challenge period. And we have Mr. Saran, General Manager, representing NICSI here. Thank you, sir, for being here and supporting us. And the quality becomes an important activity. We have DG STQC Vellappandi sir here. In addition to that, we have a lot of dignitaries, entrepreneurs, and academicians here, and my own colleagues, Khanija sir and team. Welcome to this. And I'll give a brief overview, touch upon what is conceived and how the entire thing will go through. So as you all are aware, being the most populous country, we are also in the top 2 countries in terms of number of internet users. But then being just a user still is today fraught with some issues of digital literacy, need for knowing a language, English, particular language. So there are challenges with respect to some universal accessibility, challenges with respect to the digital signatures that are supported, and having a trust store of our own. These are all critical elements. So today, we all know that browsers can actually influence the search behavior. All of us know how Google changed the way we started searching. So the browsers play and the interfaces play a very, very critical role in the way the digital culture shapes up. That is very important. And because they are traceable, the semantic web mining and user behavior is actually deciding the marketing strategies of various organizations. And today we have digital marketing as the key, and that is controlled in a way, the way browsers support, the way you search and the way you access internet. So it's very important to know the power of the browser. Why browser is chosen out of many components. That comes through that. And of course, we all heard the story in the past that we talk to our neighbor, but the entire thing is routed through multiple continents. It goes around the globe to just land because of the way internet is configured. But with our own DNS servers slowly coming up in the country, including the one hosted by CDAC and all, the number of such transactions for domain name resolution going out is reducing. That also means the transactions and the movement of data, at least the metadata, remains within the domains or geo-fenced part of the country. These are all something that browsers and the internet ecosystem can do. So keeping that in mind, few requirements have been listed as to what is it this browser challenge all about, what functionalities are needed. So one of them, the foremost is our root certificate should be part and parcel of the browser. So it will become a trusted source by default. And the trust store will also allow us to use any other trusted source as part of it. Users will have the freedom, but it is mandatory to have our root certificate in place. This will also allow us over a period to have agreement with other root certificates of other countries through bilateral and multilateral agreements. So that makes our root certificate becoming more and more powerful in a digital economy. Because of issues that are already highlighted, including the DNS resolution and user behavior tracking and so on, the security privacy is also getting addressed in this particular challenge. And it will also have support for languages beyond English, which means the digital divide will come down, the inclusiveness percentage quotient will go up. These are some of the very key requirements that we are looking at it. And while the requirements can be anything that one can think of, it should also be of international caliber, international quality. So from that perspective, this should support standard popular operating systems, if not all of them, at least the majority. And it will comply with W3C standards. There is one more aspect that is related to accessibility. Today, MeitY has taken a lead along with BIS on accessibility standards. Already last year, there was a requirement for all Indian government websites to become accessible. When we say accessible, this may be, for example, people who have visual challenges like colorblind. How to make the website accessible for them? There are some standards. In case I have a challenge with something else, say I am not able to type, can I have a complete audio interface so that I don't need to use the keyboard? Like that, there are various accessibility aspects that can be brought in. So here this should have support for some minimal accessibility requirements. So this is also toward inclusion and giving power to the last mile user. Yet another important aspect is when we sign a document, digital signatures. Today we use e-sign, so many other features that are available. But typically we end up downloading, opening in the corresponding application and then sign and upload it back. This browser will support signing the document within the page itself. So that makes the accessibility much more easier because all I need is a very thin client which supports just a browser. We don't need any other application to make this usable for digital signature and digital transactions. This is very, very important. In terms of control, parental control is what we have mentioned explicitly, but this can be any control, organizational control, because there are policies. And if you take a healthcare, the privacy laws will come into picture. If it is finance, something else will come into picture. So control mechanisms can be defined. Parental is just highlighted because that is something we are very particular, but it should support any kind of control that is needed that can be configured in the browser. These are the features that we expect the developer to provide in this. And there are, further things, what is the way in which we do and all is available in the website, iwbdc.in, where one can find the complete terms and one can go through at leisure. Because, you may want to form a team of people. It is not just the developers alone. We need someone who understands a bit of compliance, someone who understands the usability aspects and things like that. So further, the requirements and details can be found at the website here. The whole project is conceived in a staged manner. So in one sense, the top line pre-approval, the entire process is almost done. And today, we are already launching the open challenge stage 1 of it. The idea is, once launched, people can submit their ideas. As soon as ideas are given, the quality of the ideas and the credibility of or credentials of the applicant, who could be either an individual, group of individuals, startup, MSME, or a well-established organization, no issues. That will be reviewed. The idea is, in case there is an individual with an idea who does not have a team, we will be able to look at it and we may be able to even connect with people so that why don't you form a consortium if there is a need. Because many times it is an issue, challenge in India. I am in a remote part of the country where I have an idea but I don't have an ecosystem. So that support also will be extended. So that will be an ideation stage where the applicants will be scrutinized, the ideas will be looked into, and then certain numbers will be shortlisted to convert the idea into a prototype. In the prototype, certain claimed functionalities have to be demonstrated. Again, the jury committee will go through the implementation, demonstration, functionality and all. For that, there will be a first level of seed prize money, so to say. And then those who are shortlisted from there will be given the choice to convert the prototype into a product, complete full-fledged product. In fact, when they complete it, and it will be reviewed periodically. The idea is not to stay off, but to ensure co-creation through mentoring, support, whatever the team needs. That will be done. So in the end, grand winners will be announced. More than 3 crores worth of money is to be won among various prize grants. In the end, the grand winner will also get support from NICSI further for a period of 3 years. So that, there is no, or at least there is a good amount of relief in terms of how am I going to sustain for the initial period. And obviously we are confident somebody who can survive for anywhere between 12 to 18 months, they have seen the market enough, they would have come with a strategy to go forward. And then we expect to have our own solution running in the market. And if things go right, we may end up having more than one that is in the market. And we'll have multiple Indian browsers which can be coexisting. That could be the ultimate gain that may come through. We expect the whole process to be completed before the end of next year. So it is not a very long process. It is a very timed, thematic, and time-bound activity. And in terms of numbers, at the ideation stage, 18 teams will be shortlisted. Then in the end, at the end of all the stages, 3 winners will be announced. And just to reiterate, there will be a further support for 3 years by NICSI. So we are essentially looking at somewhere close to 4 crores worth of prize money. And then we are not counting the mentorship value that cannot be quantified, because the best of the best in the business will be in the committee who will be mentoring these people, the winners and potential winners. And that is what we are looking for it. And it is extremely exciting and very, very insightful as far as we are concerned, because something similar was done for Grand Water Challenge. And the winners are today at least 4 or 5 companies, at least 4 of them the top 4 winners. They are now doing not only a good amount of business, the amount of indigenous content is close to 70% in the smart water solution today. So when the challenge was started, it was somewhere around 25 to 30%. So it is more than doubling of the indigenous content. So here also, it is not just the Indian browser, the IP ownership, the ability to develop a product of international quality, a product that can serve independent of the language constraints and meet the accessibility requirements. These are all going to make this unique and keep India at the forefront. And we are very thankful again to the entire team, MIT, CCA, and all the juries and others who are already supporting us in letting CDAC take the lead in implementing this entire process on behalf of them. So we are thankful to them, and we are actually looking forward to overwhelming response for this competition as it gets launched today. So with that, I thank you once again. Thanks for your time, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Srimati Sunita Verma, Scientist G, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, for a special address. Srimati Sunita Verma is Group Coordinator for R&D in Electronics and Information Technology Group at Ministry of Electronics and IT, looking after the R&D activities. She has been playing a crucial role in development and promotion of electronics and IT across the country by way of formulation of policies, evolving R&D proposals, their deployment and commercialization in association with industries, academia, and R&D organizations. She has long association of more than 30 years dealing in R&D work from basic research to product development. She is also heading the National Supercomputing Mission for development and deployment of state-of-the-art supercomputing facilities in the country. She was instrumental in creation of state-of-the-art VLSI labs across the country and initiated several successful programs like Special Manpower Development Program and Tips to Startup programs. Some of the major initiatives being led by her are NAMPET, ITS, and Microprocessor Development Program. Srimati Sunita Verma.
Good morning and thank you. Shri Arvind Kumar sir, CCA MIT, officials from various ministries, central government, the startups industry, Srimati Savita Utreja, head cyber security, Shri DG STQC, Dr. Sudarshan, CDAC Bangalore ED, Shri Vivek Khaneja, ED CDAC Noida, and all my friends and colleagues here. A very good morning. First of all, I would like to convey the message of our secretary who was supposed to be here and our additional secretary. Our secretary Shri Alkesh Kumar Sharma and our additional secretary Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar ji could not be here because they had been called up for a parliament session meeting. They have to be there in the parliament, so that was something which was unavoidable. And Secretary Sir and Additional Secretary Sir both have given a message to be conveyed that they are very much part of this challenge. Full support is there from them for this challenge launch and would have been here personally if not called. So it is my privilege to be here and on this special occasion on the launch of the Indian Web Browser Challenge. I think this is a momentous occasion for us where we are calling for a challenge giving I think a direct challenge to the existing web browsers which are very well known and extensively used, very popular, not only in India but throughout the world. But the crux or the main aim of this challenge is that we have at a certain stage, India has to become self-sufficient, especially in the areas where the security is required. When we are talking of trusted platforms, trusted value chain, and where the digital divide is slowly decreasing, we are the third largest startup ecosystem, the biggest, fastest growing economy in the country, in the world, globally. And all eyes are on India for our talent pool, our young demographic profile. The whole world, the globally, the countries are looking at India for the talent that we have, the young population, the engineers that are coming out. And India has already been leading in the IT sector for a long time. So, and with the geopolitical situation also around, I think India, it is the right time where we have to show our mark and we can embark on journey. We are at a stage where India has a say and people are listening. Globally, the leaders are listening to our country. So with all these essential elements in place, and with the, if I just look at the data that is there with me, that we have around 860 million internet users and approximately 900 million smartphone users in the country, which is making India as one of the largest digital population in the world. And this is still growing, so it's not something which is just a stagnant figure. And this digital revolution is not only contributing to the GDP growth, but it is also created numerous number of job opportunities. And this is also one of the ways to decrease the gap between our rural and the urban population. So, and India is, at the point of inflection where we are, at the center of the digital transformation. Maybe Aadhaar, if you look at the way India has brought out Aadhaar, or the UPI. So these two, so starting with this, I think these are two examples which are parallel to none in the world. And if we can lead there, I think there are many more avenues where we can look at how we can lead and not only bring out innovation solutions, but lead also in globally creating and adopting them, starting with our own country. And we see that, with our young population, we are very quick to adopt any applications or any digital solutions which are available, I think, from anywhere across the world. So I think if we start with anything which is developed in India, starting with the web browser, with the support that you can see here in this at this occasion, with CCA, with the full backing of CCA here from the certifying authority, from our cyber security community, with STQC, which is there for certification, the mentorship which will be there for the participants across, the whole of the challenge course, will ensure and give confidence to all the participants, not only to participate, but also that the best who will win will get the support throughout the challenge and also even afterwards for adoption in the country. And then it is that, how they market and how they make the browser the best, which will be there. So I think the challenge which has been called for today is something I would request all the academia, industry, startups to participate wholeheartedly with the support totally from our ministry, and if any other support is required, and later also the support which will be given by NICSI for taking it forward, and we'll make it a success. The only I'll say the challenge will be that we get all our best of brains to participate in this, so that we have a very, I think, the best of solutions. I would not like to get a vanilla version or just saying ki theek hai, we have a browser or ho gaya. It should be something which can compete with what is available. Although we say that, these other browsers which are already there have been working on it for over the years. They have improvised and specialized and are the best at present. But I think we have proved earlier also that we can do it. And I think this is where we can play our cards very well and do it. Looking at the earlier initiatives, I think the introduction of e-sign electronic signature has also increased the trust in the online transaction by innovative authentication methods, which are having validity in the legal court of law. And e-sign has expedited the e-governance and digital services delivery. I think our web browser will have one of this as a feature, as Dr. Sudarshan has already very in detail chalked out what the challenge would be and what the features will be there in the web browser. So these are some of the features that Dr. Sudarshan has mentioned are the ones which are there. But no one will stop the challenge participants to have your own innovative ideas or more features which can be something, out of the box also to make it more relevant or good. And we have seen this during the time of COVID also, how we have, come out with, in a very short period of time, India had taken that challenge, come out with not only our own drugs, but also the apps, the COVID app, with which, we could actually trace and look at the population that is there in India, the way the disease was controlled and tracked and the vaccination was actually tracked. I think that was something which was parallel, which has no other country, I think, would have controlled it so well. So I think we have done it and we can do it now. And I would request all the startups, industry and our academia to participate, who are here offline and who are there online also, who have joined us. And we'll be, I think, holding a webinar also after this, where the participants can actually, if they have any queries, after this we'll have a panel discussion and question answers also session. But any other queries after going through our website and the details, if there are more queries, we'll be having a webinar where we'll all be there to answer to those queries. So rest assured, we are there at each and every step till the last for the participants and for all our winners who are and if we get more than 3 good solutions, so we will not, back out from supporting the others also in any way that is possible. So today's challenge seeks to develop the indigenous web browser, and this is the need of the hour. This will be India's unique need of privacy and the trust which we'll be addressing, including the ability to digitally sign and verify the documents in accordance with the Indian IT Act. And this will strengthen the existing digital infrastructure of the nation and also increase the seamless digital transactions for the users. So for the benefit of not only Indian society, but also making a global mark, I personally invite all the startups, MSMEs, organizations, groups to come forward and take part in this challenge. And I wish all the best to all the challenge participants. Thank you.
Launch, no? Just introduce and then I will call him for the launch. So, as we move forward on this remarkable journey, we have now reached a very crucial moment that encapsulates the spirit of innovation and collaboration. We now stand at the very threshold of the launch of the challenge, a moment that symbolizes culmination of meticulous planning and dedication. So as the excitement grows and our curiosity peaks, it's time to move forward on this adventure. We are on the verge of formally opening this challenge. This is the special moment when the doors swing open, welcoming all our participants to begin a journey of innovation inspired by the essence of the challenge. May I invite Sri Arvind Kumarji, Controller of Certifying Authorities, MeitY, to do thus the honor of formally opening the challenge. And Srimati Sudita Madam should also join. Thank you, sir, for marking this significant moment. The Indian Web Browser Developer Challenge is now officially set in motion, and we eagerly await the creative solutions that will emerge from this endeavor. And that's not all. As we dive deeper into this journey, it is important to have a tangible guide that encapsulates the vision, mission, and goals of this challenge. And so, with sense of anticipation, we have reached the point of unveiling of the brochure. The brochure will serve as our compass, guiding us through the various aspects of the challenge and the opportunities it holds. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I need to read this.
Indian Web Browser Development Challenge. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, is proud to introduce the Indian Web Browser Development Challenge under Atmanirbhar Bharat. This open challenge competition aims to encourage the design and development of an Indian web browser for major devices and platforms, driven by a vision of security, innovation, and inclusivity. This indigenous Indian web browser will be available for popular desktop operating systems and mobile platforms, ensuring accessibility for all. It will comply with W3C standards, have its own trust store with an inbuilt CCA India Root Certificate, and seamless support for all official Indian languages. It will have inbuilt support for accessibility, and the ability to digitally sign documents using a crypto token. Additionally, the browser will incorporate parental control features, including web filtering and child-friendly browsing options. It will support popular Web3 protocols. We invite Indian startups, MSMEs, companies, LLPs, individuals, and other organizations to showcase their talents. The teams chosen for the competition will have the privilege of receiving expert mentoring from technology professionals. Prizes worth more than 3 crore awaits the winners. The winner will be supported by NICSI for additional 3 years. The project is funded by MITI, supported by CCA, implemented by CDAC Bengaluru. We encourage participants to think beyond boundaries, explore new possibilities, and collaborate to build a browser that reflects India's cultural diversity and technological prowess. Let us design a browser that sets new benchmarks in performance and security, embodying the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Join the Indian Web Browser Development Challenge. Jai Hind.
As we continue this enlightening voyage into the realm of web browser development, we are privileged to have this opportunity to gather insights from a distinguished authority in this field. We feel honored to invite Sri Arvind Kumar, the esteemed controller of certifying authorities, to elaborate on the benefits of the Indian web browser and its potential. Mr. Arvind Kumar was earlier Group Coordinator, Research and Development, Electronics and Cybersecurity. He has envisioned several projects in PPP mode with industry and startups, academia and government. He had also served as Director General STQC. He did his Bachelor's of Engineering in Electrical, Electronics and Communication Engineering from IIT Delhi and MTech Management and Systems from IIT Delhi. He has rich experience in mentoring startups in ICT and cybersecurity. Sri Arvind Kumarji, please welcome him again with a very huge round of applause.
Namaskar and good afternoon to all of you. It's a very warm welcome to Sunita Madam, Group Head R&D Electronics and IT, Savita Madam, Group Head for Cyber Security in METI, DG STQC, Sri Veli Pandiji, Dr. Sudarshan, ED CDAC Bangalore, Sri Khaneja, ED CDAC Noida, fellow colleagues from METI, CCA, NICSI, CDAC, participants from academia, industry, government, startups who are present here and who are connected online. As all of you know that the role of CCA in browser, how CCA is pitching into this whole program, which is being supported by METI. Basically, CCA plays a very important role in ensuring the trustworthiness and security of digital signatures. We are given this authority under the Cyber Law IT Act 2000, wherein we are required to maintain the regulatory oversight and establish standards for working of certifying authorities who are in turn are responsible for issue of digital signatures in the country. Digital signature helps in giving you the secure communication and providing you the robust PKI infrastructure in the country for creating the trust and security in electronic transactions, communications, and interactions. Having said so, but SSL is one area wherein in India we are taking services from the overseas root certifying authorities. This is one area wherein the Office of CCA has already initiated in getting themselves certified for the Web Trust certifications, which is managed through agency in US and Canada for the end result of getting themselves registered with the most popular browsers which all of you are using today. This may take some more time because we have initiated our journey very recently, and there is a huge amount of foreign exchange outflow which is happening. Around 100 crores are being spent in buying this SSL certificate overseas annually. So that created an idea and concept in the office of CCA, and we had a discussion with R&D in METI and the CCA office to work out a kind of program wherein not only we have our own indigenous product, not only we have our Atmanirbharta made into the IT infrastructure part, but also to have our own root certificate built into the Indian browser. That's how this whole project was born and conceptualized. Then you are seeing today the launch of the whole program. Another area of addressing the whole trustworthiness of SSL certificate is, as we are developing a browser, and the idea is not developing only a browser, but also having the CCA root built into it. So that gives the additional security and the trust while you are moving into the internet using the browsers which are given by the Indian agencies. In this whole program, the idea is not only to just develop and have a competition and a declaration of the winner, as Sudarshanji has already pointed out about the whole program and how the winners will be emerging out of the whole sequence of activities. We are very careful and cautious in designing it and saying it will have not only the winner with the product, a prototype, but also productization of the whole thing, wherein the role of NICSI comes. They are providing support for 3 years to the winners. It is for maintenance, for development, for upgradation, so making it a product out of the whole program. So idea have to have our own browser as a product. Yes, there are challenges, as Sunita Madam pointed out. There are browsers available which we are very comfortable with. We have no issues working with them. But all of you know that these browsers are also taking away the data. I think there is no other day which is more auspicious than today, the 9th of August. As you know, today is the Quit India Movement Day. We can quit, we can plan, we can initiate, we can pledge to quit the international browser and start looking at the Indian browser. And today also, after the no trust motion in Parliament, the digital personal data protection bill is going to be reality very soon. So there are a lot of data which your browsers are taking away. The kind of protection it needs, the kind of regulatory mechanism it needs, they need to comply. And we are all comfortable with our own homemade recipes, which is same like Indian browser. So I am very confident that after the whole productization of this browser, we all will be willing, we'll have a preference to use this browser rather going for any international browser, keeping in view the protection of our personal data, keeping in view the experience of safety and security while being on the internet using this browser. Today, we have already moved into a very frequent electronic transactions for e-commerce, e-governance, all activities are being handled in the internet domain. So this is the one solution which we should have. This is also adding to the Indian stacks in IT infrastructure. Why should we not have our own? We are looking at so many things which we have created. There is an internationalization of the DPI which India has made. You look at the UPI, you look at Aadhaar and many other such so. So why not we have our own product, not only for India, let's vision it for the world itself. So that's how we have conceptualized and we are looking at this whole program in this, under this kind of scheme. You look at the feature, the kind of benefits which we can get out of having such kind of program is that with Indian users' requirement, there can be a definite localization and customization of the features which is possible in this browser. Definitely, as you know, the security and privacy is going to be very high as compared to the browser which you use from outside. And the dependency on the foreign technology, we should come out of it. Promotion of local technology is also one of the ambition and one of the vision of our government. So this is another area we have to work for. If we look at data sovereignty and the regulations, again it is going to comply very, very clearly. So compliance to regulation, laws, and kind of need which is required for the protection of data, safety of data in the internet, I think this browser is going to address all those features. Very easy to say and understand that we will going to have our own browser, but there are many challenges. We know we need a lot of resources for building up the whole browser. We need kind of people who are expert in this area of technology. Then we need some kind of support. So the program which we have worked out is along with the R&D division of METI, IT R&D division of METI, they will be providing the overall mentoring. And NICSI and CCA office have worked out a program for supporting the winners for another 3 years and taking it forward to become a product. In today's environment, as you know, the trust, the security, the privacy is paramount. And this is one such way of addressing all those things in a very prioritized way. That's how we are looking at this whole program. Looking at the special feature which this browser will be having, that is one of the things is trust store. It is going to have its own trust store. Having trust store of our own, so all the root signatures of various agencies would be available here. This will provide the kind of trusted communication when you browse the internet. And this will provide an encrypted kind of channel. You must have seen that padlock available on the websites, which is not possible today with our indigenous browsers. So that's what we are trying to address, and which will give you a very secure communication in this way. Trust border will also be helping you in providing the trust hierarchy. You can look at the authenticity of the certificates which are available there. If there is somebody tries to impersonate, that can also be addressed. There can be verification of the certificate and the user. The man in the middle attack can easily be addressed through this. And we will have the user confidence for any kind of online activities, and you will be free to use this browser fearlessly, more and more usage, and you will be comfortable in working with this kind of activities. So having your own browser, having the own trust store, having the CCA India Root Certificate into this, I think that provides the enhanced level of security and privacy which is expected out of the any such kind of environment. If you look at the supply chain, NICSI is giving the domain name today. The idea is to have Indian domain name, which is given by NICSI, supported by a browser, which is again Indian, having the Indian SSL root available there, and the Indian user is trying to use them. So we want to make the whole supply chain Indian. So let's work for Atmanirbharta through this project. That's how we are trying to focus on this. Another important feature is internet resilience. See, resilience in IT, resilience in internet, resilience in infrastructure, that is very, very important for any country to have. In case of any disaster, in case of any problem, we should be able to come up. Failure is not when you fall down. It is basically when you fail to get up. So we have to get up, we have to come out of the disaster. That is more important. So this particular browser will provide the internet resilience in case we are having any kind of problem. No foreign dependence. We will have our own browser. Data remains in India. So all those cases of protection will be there. I think such kind of feature, having a trust store, having the internet resiliency, having the data protection, security, privacy, trust, I think that's going to drive all of us to look for such kind of browser. We are confident we are going to make this product compliance to all international standards. And mind you, we understand it is not the specification with Dr. Sudarshan has pointed out, they are not the end target. We know it is a moving target. Security is a moving target. We are going to address all of them in the maintenance and upgradation phase. We continuously track and try to make this browser internationally compliant to all standards, whether it is Web3 or W3C or any kind of compliances. It is going to meet all the challenges and requirements, and it is going to be the best of all. Let's try to work together to make it an international browser. So embracing this opportunity to be part of the Indian Browser Development Challenge is not about building only a browser. It's about contributing to a more secure, innovative, empowered, Atmanirbhar digital India. So we look forward to your active participation from industry, startup, government, academia to accomplish this goal of, I would like to call it Atmanirbhar browser with built-in CCA Root Certificate. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Before we move forward, we have a small announcement to make. All the guests present here are requested to fill up the feedback form that are being distributed and deposit the same at the reception desk, please. As we draw closer to the culmination of this remarkable event, we wish to express our gratitude to those who have made this gathering possible and have shared their wisdom and insight with us. Now may I request Dr. S.T. Sudarshan, ED CDAC Bengaluru, to present a memento to Sri Arvind Kumar, Controller of Certifying Authorities, MITI, as a token of our appreciation and gratitude. May I request Dr. S.T. Sudarshan to present a memento to Srimati Sunita Verma, Scientist G and GC, MITI. May I request Dr. S.T. Sudarshan to present a memento to Sri Manoj Jain, Scientist F, MITI. Thank you, sir. Now may I request Sri Arvind Kumarji to present a memento to Dr. S.T. Sudarshan. Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Dr. Balaji Rajendran, Associate Director, CDAC Bengaluru, to propose the vote of thanks. Dr. Balaji Rajendran.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my honor and privilege to propose this vote of thanks in this forum. With utmost gratitude, we express our heartfelt thanks to the Secretary, Shri Alkesh Kumar Sharma ji, and the Additional Secretary, Shri Bhunesh Kumar ji, for their messages, who could not be here because of their official commitments today. Our sincere gratitude and thanks to Shri Arvind Kumar ji, Controller of Certifying Authorities, actually for sowing the seeds of inspiration and supporting us from the beginning to this date. We are actually, your words of encouragement and inspirational words today would have, I'm sure, would have definitely empowered the young and talented members in this audience, as well as the audience who are there in the online world, to strive for nothing less than excellence in this challenge, sir. Thank you, sir, actually. Our heartwarming thanks to Sunita Madam, Scientist Ji and Group Coordinator, for a relentless support and guidance from the beginning of this support. Thank you, Madam. We are extremely thankful to you, despite the number of interactions we had in the last couple of months leading to this particular stage. And thanks for fully supporting us. And we are actually thankful to the entire team, Sri Manoj Jain sir, and who has been giving a lot of inputs to us for this particular event, and Sri Anil Sagar ji and Rahul ji. We are also extremely thankful to Sri Banati sir, Sri Burman sir, Sri R.P. Pandey sir, and Sri Soundra Pandian ji from the office of the CCA, and of course the other team members who have been providing their invaluable support and guidance for this particular activity. Thanks to all of you. And on behalf of the organizing team, I would like to thank our Director General, Sri Mahesh ji, for his dedicated encouragement and support, but who could also not be there today because of his official commitment. Thank you, sir. I thank our Executive Director, Dr. S.D. Sudarshan ji, for his solid backing and commitment to this initiative. Thank you, sir. And our thanks to the dignitaries, Srimadi, who have come here, especially Srimadi Savita Utraja, Madam, Head Cyber Security, Sri Velai Pandi, sir, DG STQC, Sri Vivek Kaneja, sir, Executive Director, CDAC Noida, for gracing this occasion. We extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who are attending this event in person and also virtually. We are eagerly awaiting your participation in this particular challenge. Last but not least, I express my sincere appreciation for our team who have been working day and night in the past week for their dedicated and tireless effort behind the scenes. Thanks to each and every one of my team members here. In closing, let me reiterate my profound gratitude to all of you for being a part of this momentous occasion. Thank you. Thanks and regards.
Thank you, sir. As we conclude the inaugural session on a note of unity and shared purpose, I request everyone to kindly rise for the rendition of our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we come to the end of the inaugural session. Thank you for your participation and engagement thus far. All the dignitaries on the dais are requested to proceed to the Cyprus Hall for media interaction. And I kindly request everyone else to take their seats for the much-awaited panel discussion. We're fortunate to have distinguished officials from MITI, CCA, and CDAC who will delve deeper into the nuances of the subject matter and provide valuable insights. Now, may I invite Dr. Mohammad Mizabuddin, Associate Director, CDAC Bangalore, for coordinating the panel discussion.
Thank you very much, madam. Good afternoon, everyone. We are now having the panel discussion in which more details about the project as well as details about the competition will be discussed. I request all the participants to kindly ask any sort of questions. Before start of the panel, I would like to request Ashish Banati sir, Deputy Controller, Certifying Authorities. The panelists now are Shri Ashish Banati, Deputy CCA, and Burman sir, Shri R.P. Pandeji, Shri R.P. Pandeji, yeah, Burman sir is coming. Could you please come on the dais? And I also request Manoj Jain sir and Dr. Balaji. R.P. Pandeji. Yeah, in the panel discussion, I request the panelists to start the discussion and also if you can just browse the website so that the terms and conditions and how the users who are interested, like startups, MSMEs and companies and also individuals would like to participate, what is that process they have to follow? I request Dr. Balaji to kindly elaborate on that. And also, I request Burman sir to give more insights into the terms and conditions and how the competition is going to be organized. Anup, could you please access the website and project the website here, project website, https://iwbdc.in. So the entire event will end after panel discussion followed by lunch. So all are requested to stay back. To start in a minute because we are expecting 2 more dignitaries to come on the dais. They are already here. Ashish Banati sir, you please come on the dais. This is a panel discussion. Shri R.P. Pandey ji, you are requested to please come on the dais for the panel discussion. Website. Okay. Click on home. Over to you, sir, to start with the brief of the project, and then followed by any website is also there, the eligibility criteria, one after the other, we can discuss. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon to August House. It is my privilege to be part of this event, lunch event. So actually this whole concept started some 2 years back. We had an internal meeting and we started the discussion that for self-reliance of the country, internet resilience, we should start working on developing a web browser. That's so internally we discussed how to go about the process. So we devised a mechanism that since it's not a new concept actually, so we should encourage the interested parties, interested MSMEs, new startups, or anyone, any companies to participate in the process for development of a browser. So that's how we started the challenge. So accordingly, the device has been, mechanism has been devised, and that's how we are at this stage, that launch stage. So since the process has started today, so from now onwards, we'll be expecting the proposals through our websites, to the portal available, and I suppose by 15th of September it will be closed. By 15th of September it will be closed, and we'll take some time, maybe around 15 days, to evaluate the proposals received, and accordingly. We'll go to the next stage, and accordingly, that is for the prototype development stage, and also to the next stage, the actual final product development and selection of the winner stage. So that is the process. So we are open to any type of questions from any of the participants or any of the organizations which want to participate.
Please provide
I am Sudhanshu Mittal from NESCOM. So I expect that we'll be promoting this program into our startup network. I have some questions about, so one was that about earlier there was a comment that from NICSI there will be Indian domain name given and browsers should support those. Now my question is about the universal acceptance requirement. Are you putting some kind of upfront requirement for the browser to support universal acceptance, that is non-Roman characters in the domain name, or that is not part of requirement at this point of time? That's first question.
So, since during the proposal, we have given some specifics on this, tentative specifications the browser should have. And I have indicated that Indian browser, the proposed browser should have support for Indian languages, at least Indian languages, Indian scripts.
That is in the body. What about the domain name?
Domain name is being supported by NICSI, NISI.
I believe it is, you're talking about domain name in multiple languages.
Yes, correct.
So, yes, it is one of the integral requirements and it is available in the challenge website. So the detailed specifications of the product, which we are anticipating, are available at the dedicated website. What we have launched today. It is iwbdc.in. So it includes the support from multiple domain level. So yes, the .in, the .bharat, all sort
No,
of,
that is .in .bharat part.
yeah.
I'm talking about the main domain part. Like for instance, Google. So instead of GWGLE, it can be Google.
You are talking about top level domain.
Precisely. No, not top level domain. That is the .in. TLD is your .in .bharat part. I'm talking about the domain name part. I don't know whether this universal acceptance is even supported as of now in domain name allocation.
It is very much in the ideation stage. We will ask the participants to submit their offerings, and based on the response, the expert committee will decide what is the what can be the exact specification at this level, at the ideation stage.
Okay. The second question is about the number of teams that again, so it may be available at the website. So sorry if I'm just repeating it here. But the number of teams which you expect to select as finalists to be given the grant for it.
Number of teams?
You are looking to select as finalist.
Finalist.
Yes.
Certainly, there will be a single finalist through
Only
a
one.
competitive process, but there are first one will be the finalist, then the first runner-up, then the second runner-up. Means first, second, and third positions will be declared as finalists, and we will support all the three products which will be ranked as first, second, and third for the productization and the commercialization of the product.
Okay. Thank you. That's all as of now.
I believe to add what sir has asked as a question, there is a detailed specification, terms and conditions, and the eligibility criteria for the challenge, which is there on the website, which is there on the screen, which is iwbdc.in. So any participant, prospective participants can go through the websites. It is the detailed terms and conditions are there. And even we have a chat, WhatsApp chat number, the email IDs which can be contacted for any further queries. We have a dedicated team for this challenge who will be working day in, day out, and try to respond to in a minimum possible time for any query which will be there from the prospective participants. Yeah.
Can somebody provide a mic?
Once the winners is announced, winner 1, 2, or 3, apart from the financial support and the other support from NICSI and METI, what would be the role of METI, in popularizing these browser as Indian browsers? Or will it be up to on the particular companies to populate and popularize this as a Indian browsers? Any plan of METI? Or
as per the terms of this challenge, certainly the IP remains the right of the developer who develops the product. But yes, METI being a funding organization, funding ministry, will definitely mentor the complete product. And after the challenge period is over, METI will definitely see that the final products can be converted to a usable products at the commercial level and can be self-sustained for industry commercialization. And if at all the winner is unable to do so, by his or her own means, the MATI will, as per terms, MATI will intervene and MATI will have all the rights to support further or to move to some stage where the technology transfer can be done non-exclusively to some interested parties through a public process and whatever is the process. But it is there in the terms and conditions.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for launching a long pending Indian web browser challenge. And, a lot of most of those dignitaries have really inspired, especially that quit India, right? So, yeah. And my question is, will you issue CCA certificates and provide some test websites to begin with, so that, we can start working on that immediately?
We are there. We will help you out actually. Our team will be mentoring in the basically after IDSO stage, even before IDSO stage also. If you have any query, you can basically reach to our office, reach to us.
Sure.
We'll like to help you out. And once IDSO stage is over, we'll try to start mentoring the basically participants.
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
So
And
to
that will be a year-long process actually.
So
Sure.
to add the sir comment, yes, we will be issuing after the ideation stage, we will be issuing a demo certificate, which can be at a testing level or at a prototype level, which can be used by the participants.
Yeah, hello. First of all, let me convey my thanks to the whole team. I mean, it's a great program which has been initiated by MEIT with various agencies. And so I had some queries, so I am just asking from that angle. Now, one, is there anything done in the past on this type of browser where from one can take the inputs and then move on further, or is it a fresh initiative?
Ideally, it is a typical question to answer, and it's really difficult to assess at this stage. But yes, we are expecting a fresh product. But what is the reality? We need to accept that yes, in a limited time frame, we expect that the participants will definitely take the core engine from some open source community and then develop the plugins and all. We expect, and we have clearly written that substantial amount of modifications and the interventions must be done at the engine level also. If at all the applicant is picking a open source engine which is already there. So
Okay.
that is the expectation.
Okay. And second thing is that I have heard that specifications of the browsers have been mentioned onto the site. Are these the detailed complete specification in terms of when one looks at a development side of it, or one can, put its own thought process and do the research and then take on forward? So what is the question actually is that the extent of completeness of the specifications, is it complete in it itself, or the teams can add on value to the specification itself?
Actually, we have given the guidance. Actually, it will be our own basically idea, their own concept about browser. So the proposal should contain their own and proposals also. There are
Okay.
ideas also.
Okay.
And accordingly, evaluation will be done. So
Okay.
what we have given is a bare minimum guidance we can give at this
Okay.
moment.
Okay. Okay. And are there any technological guidance also that what technology should be used while getting to this program for the participants, or it is selection by the individual teams?
It is really open to the participants. We have given the baseline functionalities.
Okay.
How it can be achieved and how it can be developed, it is up to the participants to bring forward.
Okay, okay.
Will be tested for security and all those things. So you have to consider security as one of the utmost requirements.
Okay, okay. And the last thing, if that, the team can give a guidance in terms of what sort of a resources the team might need in terms of the number of people, while it is getting to the program, looking from the angle of that it has to be completed in around 12 months time. What kind of resources one should look forward to put into the program? Yeah.
So in terms of manpower resources, I suppose one who knows the basic programming language in C, C++, Java, maybe some other content and programming languages.
Yeah, maybe how many resources might be adequate to get into that stage of where, I mean, it comes to the.
Initially, we are not expecting that the participants will have all the resources at one go. So they can utilize the previous available in the market.
Okay.
And once those previous are used, they have developed some product, and basically the products description, functionality, and other things needs to be included in the product proposal also for in the prototypes developed.
I believe this is a very, very subjective question, and
Right.
it depends on the one's capability
Mhm.
to how he take forward the development work. So it is one's own call. From the ministry side and from the organizer side, we are definitely extending the mentorship from the industry, academia, and the experts. So the mentorship programs will be there where all sort of technical and professional support can be extended to the applicant.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. I am expecting from Balaji that probably you are making Indian browsers with Indian root certificates. So tell me, it is limited to only Indian root certificates or any other roots which are international to be handled within the Indian browsers? Or then if it is okay, if it is done, then how the others international community will install root certificates in their browsers, in the Indian browsers?
Okay, sir. Actually, what we are saying is the browsers which is going to be developed up from this challenge should have the Indian root certificate built into it, and they should have the trust source should be indigenous to that. So that is the core requirement. Of course, they can add certificates from other trusted sources also. So that is totally up to them. We are not actually stopping them, but only our requirement is that they should have the Indian CCA root certificate in the trust store, and the trust store should be native trust store to the browser. That's the thing. Thank you.
Actually, others sources, other certificate providers will come only after some time. Once your product is established, only then the CS will come.
Sir,
Only after the product is established, CAs with different certificates will come to you for recognition. So it will take some time. So let's hope just to start with, Indian CCA root certificate will be a good enough to start with. And as the time progresses, we'll incorporate others roots too.
Okay, so here I am a postgraduate student from the Department of Computer Science, University of Delhi. So I have two questions basically. So like the first question is regarding the development challenge related only. The second is a bit more into implementation. The first thing is that like we know some popular operating systems like Linux also have their own trust stores built in to the operating system, and eMudra is already CA that is trusted by the majority of the browsers, and so keeping the features of the other features of the Indian web browser aside, so like isn't that implementation of just adding our CCA India Root Certificate into the existing trust store a valid option? The second, into that same question is that the other features make sense for the web browser to handle all those things. As you also mentioned that native trust store is something we are rooting for. So yeah, that is one thing, but is that also a solution so that our CCA India Root Certificate is already can it be made trusted in the existing trust stores as well? This
Yes, actually, I've got it. Actually, to get your roots incorporated in browsers, different browsers, you need to, the baseline is to get web trust certification for your certificate. And your basically RCA setup, root
Yeah.
certificate setup. So that's a must. So we have started the process. The process may take some time, maybe 1 year or so. So because first of all, we have to get the WordPress certification for infrastructure, the process, and other things. Once that is there, once we get the WordPress certificate, only then we can request the different browsers to incorporate our roots in different browsers. And that process is a lengthy process. Normally, it takes a minimum of 9 months to get the roots incorporated in different browsers.
Okay, so like if yeah, I'm coming to that second. That's my second question. So yeah, so I can just take something like Chromium that is open source and like implement all the features that are mentioned. So that can be done, and that all of that is done. Okay. The next question is more about the implementation. That you said that a speaker did talk about the India stack and Indian web browser becoming a part of the India stack. So will it be enforced at some level or not?
Not at all. We are not thinking at this
Yeah.
moment. We are not China, in fact.
Yeah. So and also regarding the data protection and right to privacy and all, if an Indian web browser is coming out, so will we have the details of what information it is also collecting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it open for the like any center of excellence which have like built by the, like any trust or society maybe? Is it open? I'm talking about like participation. Who can participate? So
Bit louder.
Okay. So who can participate? I mean, is there any like a center of excellence which was built by the like any trust or society?
At this moment, we can anyone can participate. We have not restricted anything. Terms and conditions are there, but after ideation stage, they have to register as a company or maybe as a startup. That's the basic one, because whatever the prize money we have earmarked, so that those are can be transferred to a particular company only, or maybe a startup only, not to individual. But at the initial stage, ideal stage, the individual can also basically submit their proposal and get the idea into a prototype and then to actual product type.
Okay. Thank you.
Means the individual as a group can come. So the definition of the group has already been defined in the eligibility terms, which is there on our website, the challenge website. So a group size can be a 3 to 7 member group. So that will be termed as an individual. And apart from individual companies, the LLPs, registered companies, LLPs, the registered firms can apply.
Okay. Okay.
Even
Thank
the
you.
startups can apply.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Near to the
Hello. Without having any trust program within Indian browsers, how you can prevent the blacklisted certificates which are internationally floated through dark sites?
That's why actually we have built-in CCS roots, and as the time goes by, So other CS certificates will be incorporated based on the authenticity of the CS index.
Sir, for this question, the thing is that blacklisting of certificates or blacklisting of malicious certificates that can be taken up as a plugin, which can be built into the browser. So this is one of the component which can be innovatively designed and built by the developers. That's it.
It is very much there in the Ask functionalities. Anything else from any of the?
Yeah, so browsers for desktop, mobile, tablet, automotive, there are so many sectors where the browsers can actually go in, right? So during the competition, is it that, whoever is chosen as a winner, they'll have to be the best across all the operating system, or yeah, because these days, even the kiosks and everywhere there is a browser required.
Maximum.
Okay.
We have already indicated
Yeah.
the majority of.
All right.
So it should be in majority of, but it is left to the jury and the expert committee to review, test and decide.
And not limiting only to those, those which are mentioned. It can go beyond that as well.
Yes, we have used extra
Okay.
for that.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
From any of the prospective participants or the expert, or if we are just sitting in front of your lunch, so we can close and proceed for lunch.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your detailed discussion and as well as clarification on the various aspects, including terms and conditions and how the process of this browser development challenge is going forward. So thank you for sharing your experiences. And I hope that, as Madam was also saying, Sunita Madam, that all the youngsters will come forward and then the best of the brains will develop our indigenous Indian browser, which will have both privacy as well as the Indian root certificate, built-in Indian root certificate and all. Thank you very much. May I now request Manoj Jain sir to kindly give the memento to Ashish Banati sir. Request Manoj Jain sir to please hand over the memento to Burman sir. Sir, requesting you again to hand over the memento to R.P. Pandey sir. And not to forget mentioning Dr. Balaji, who is leading this particular activity. So a lot of effort has gone as well as is going to come. So a token of appreciation as well as motivation. Thank you very much, sir. Just 5-10 minutes. The lunch will start. I request all of the participants to please stay back and have lunch. And then this is the final session of our inaugural event. So the competition is launched and this competition launch event is ended today. Thank you very much. Sir, Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, may kindly, we request you to come on the dais for a group photo, and the CCA members also. Yeah. What is there? Ram, Deepak ji, and all.
Thank you.
अनु रुको नहीं कर देंगे ये काम सर मैडम